Hello, I am David Rowe, a professor of political science and the director of the Center for the Study of American Democracy at Kenyon College. This fall, the center convened a series of 6 weekly online interactive panels to consider whether the American experiment is still viable. We explored the political currents that currently challenge American democracy.
Politics as an intramural sport is sort of being lost, competing for power. You can say, well, the Democrats did this, and then they'll say the Republicans did that, but the fact is it is a race to the bottom.
The challenges of living up to our founding premise that all people are created equal.
I will probably not live to see real change happen in my lifetime, but I'm giving it my all today.
The vital importance of the rule of law.
I have very serious concerns about what I believe is an attack on the independence of the judiciary.
The global context of America's democratic troubles.
People have soured on democracy promotion, but there's a question of whether it's a bad idea or whether we're just not any good at it.
The media's obligations as the fourth estate in American politics.
The fact that you have no gatekeepers, watchdogs in these communities anymore has consequences all the way down to how we vote.
And what the November 3rd election reveals about the health and resilience of the American experiment.
In 2016, immigration was incredibly important for predicting whether or not they voted for Trump or Clinton. In 2020, there were a bunch of other things that the election was about that were competing for voters' attention.
Our panels featured Kenyon's deep reservoir of alumni, parents, faculty, and friends actively engaged in the practice of American democracy. They are a thoughtful and highly accomplished group of people whose viewpoints span the political spectrum. Our panels did not seek to engage in partisan debate, score partisan points, or even necessarily to find common ground. Rather, they sought to model liberal inquiry, to engage in open, frank, and civic dialogue that illuminates the fundamental forces at play at this moment in American political life and the consequential choices that we, a people, now confront. I actually don't fully agree, but there's an interesting conversation to be had here.
That's why it's a discourse. It's a panel conversation. So
Yeah.
if we all agree, then there would be no conversation.